You know, this 500 subscriber celebration has quickly turned into a 600 celebration. Hello, welcome to the Ponderings of Pete. This is Pete, yada yada yada. This is part 2 of my 500 subscriber Q&A. If you want part 1, it's going to be linked right up there. Before we get into part 2, I just want to say a few things real quick. So, as I said at the very beginning, I actually just recently hit 600 subscribers because I decided to take so long editing this video, which is kind of mind-boggling that I've gotten 500 in the past 2, or 100, another 100 in the past 2 months, which is well above the rate I was gaining subscribers. So, wow. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed, everybody that's watched my videos, everybody that's been in my videos, everybody that's interact with me on Discord, all the friends I've made, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Every single one of you is awesome, and I appreciate all of you. It's, I don't know. There's definitely a part of me that never expected to even get this far before I kind of got burnt out and just left it alone, because I do have a history of just starting things and not finishing them occasionally. So there's that kind of voice in the back of my mind of just oh, you're just going to get obsessed and move on. And I haven't, which is great. And, there's always that bit of me that hopes that I could go great, go, bigger, and not necessarily make this a living, but just do well at this. So, hitting that 500 subscriber, now 600, just keeping growing. It is wild to think that people actually watch my content and watch my face and find me interesting. Slightly. You don't have to find me interesting to watch my content, right? Anyways, thank you. Just thank you so much. And yeah, here's more building of the Tetris. This is what it looks like without all the jazz. And it probably sounds different too. So, while it's empty like this, let's do some more questions. From an Erudite Adventure, we have a great question, which is, what is your favorite Star Wars movie and why? It is not the sequels. And honestly, after much consternation, much just pondering, it's Revenge of the Sith. I think Revenge of the Sith is a brilliant movie. Seeing Anakin's just falling into the dark side and seeing the things that could have happened but didn't. It's not a perfect movie. I don't think any of the Star Wars are perfect movies. There's definitely some element of nostalgia and a bunch of other things that are combined with this. But Revenge of the Sith is a really good movie. Such a great tragedy of a movie. When I was younger, it was actually Attack of the Clones, which was interesting, mostly because of lightsaber fights. I think that's one thing I really respect about the prequels, is they took lightsaber fights to another level, and it was amazing. And then you see those even more in Clone Wars to a certain extent. You see even better fights when you don't have the constraints of CGI and practical effects. I do think the best I already said this, but the best 2 hours of Star Wars I've ever had was Clone Wars Season 8. Last 4 episodes. Brilliant. Dave Filoni did an amazing job. And coincidentally, that stuff kind of matches up with Revenge of the Sith. So if you ever have a chance, take a look. It floats around online, but there's I think it's a 3-hour cut of Revenge of the Sith and the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars all cut together. And it's dope. Check it out. Be prepared just to be tearful. I mean, I did definitely cry multiple times, tear up at the very least, during those last 4 episodes, because it was Order 66 hits hard. So thank you for that question. Bookish Drummer, when are you going to read a Stephen King book so we can meet up? For those of you who don't know, Bookish Drummer and Jake and I, we live nearby. We've actually frequented some of the same bookshops. But in order to meet up, he has said that I need to read a Stephen King book, which I have not. And I think, nope, it's in a pile down there. I recently bought Mr. Mercedes at a used bookshop. You'll probably see it on the next book haul. That was one of the books I think he recommended me. So I am going to read that, and then sometime next year, probably. Sometime next year, I mean the first couple months, I think, is when I will read it. Right now, I have it slated for March. That could move up, just because that's where it fit in. I do want to meet more people, though. I want to meet more people in person. It'd be great. Next one, Tom's thoughts. This man is an interesting dude. What is your favorite thing about me, aka Tom? You know, the thing I love about you, Tom, is that you love and adore Mistborn and that you trumpet its praises every single turn you get. And you even love Red Rising, too, which is great. I thought you wouldn't like it, but you loved it. Oh my gosh. Just your taste and your love for these books that I also love. Yes, absolutely. The second first thing is what is your least favorite thing about Ben, at Overly Average Ben? And this was a okay, fine. My least favorite thing about Ben, it's his accent. It's way too forced. I don't think he even lives in the UK. Like, he took a trip over to visit Grace Dion like a month or so ago, I think. I don't think he actually made a trip. I think this is a conspiracy between Grace and Ben. I think that they actually live in the same town and that they're just laughing at us. Laugh, 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 laugh. That they made a beautiful friendship amongst themselves. But in reality, they just lived in the same town their entire lives. Like, it's... Gosh. He doesn't live in England. His accent just... Ugh. He's not British. Don't let him lie to you. And then the last one, if your soul were split into 7 Horcruxes, what books would they be in? For those of you who don't know, Harry Potter, I think most people probably know. Yeah, people know what a Horcrux is. Wizards split off a piece of their soul, put it in an object. Simple. Anyways, that's kind of spoilery for they've been out. It doesn't matter. It's Harry Potter. If you haven't read Harry Potter yet, you're never going to read Harry Potter, so it's not going to matter. First off, Leatherbound Way of Kings. These things, freaking beautiful. Yeah, definitely would be in here. Definitely would have 1, maybe 2 parts in here. But we're going to just go with 1. Say it's in this part just to be easy, or maybe not. It's just in 1. Volume 1, maybe. Second piece. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, that book. That's where to be. I think that's definitely my favorite Lord of the Rings book, just because I like Helm's Deep and a few other things that are in that book. I like just going up against Saruman. The Ents. Oh my gosh. Ents are underrated, guys. But Two Towers, definitely. Next would be Aragon. Aragon was my jam growing up, so definitely the childish piece of my soul would be in Aragon. The next one would be just a random Hardy Boys book in some library. Like, it wouldn't even be my book that I own. It would just be in a random Hardy Boys book in a random town in a library. Because I read a lot of the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew when I was younger. I think I read all of them. So it'd be in one of those. Next one would be Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. I love Ray Bradbury's books. I have not read a lot of them. I've read some of them. I've read like 4 or 5. But I love just Something Wicked This Way Comes is a beautiful book, beautifully written. Something that I'm probably going to reread sometime on this channel and talk about it because it's just great. Coming of age for multiple people, not just children, which is the funny thing. It's got that vibe. It's like got this carnival vibe that weirdly appeals to me. Carnival, circus type thing. And it's dark, which is great. Also a thing that appeals to me. Also a random book. Random Agatha Christie book. Probably something like Murder at the Vicarage. One of... I think that was the first Miss Marple mystery. That would be one that I would also put it in. And definitely something that's developed recently, Dune. I thought Dune was a good book when I first read it, but now that I'm getting into like Children of Dune, God Emperor of Dune, I really, really like the Dune series. So definitely would be in a copy of Dune. Maybe a fancy copy of Dune, maybe a beat up copy of Dune. Who knows? I think that's 7. Yeah, that's 7. Yeah, that's where I'd put them. So that's not necessarily a list of my favorite books, but it's close to it, I guess. Spoilers. Now, let's build some books. shall we answer some more questions from Overly Average Ben? We have a few questions. If you could choose one author for each of these, who would you pick? First one, to have dinner with. The second one, to take to a sporting event of their choice, of your choice. Your choice, my choice. And who would I punch in the face? To have dinner with Brandon Sanderson. That's an easy one. I'd love to pick his brain. I'd love just to talk with him, to chat with him. He seems like a really swell dude. And it'd be fun just to talk about the Cosmere with him and how his thought process formed. So that'd be fun. Especially if he has no holds barred under the Cosmere. Pick his brain about that stuff, that'd be great. If I could work for an author, that'd be dope. I'd love to work with him. I don't know what I'd do. Probably accounting, because that is what I have a degree in. But yeah, what's next? To take to a sporting event of your choice. That's a hard one. And I don't even know what sporting event I would go to. Probably hockey. I like hockey. I like going. I've been to a few hockey games and I've loved going to those. I've been to baseball. I've been to hockey. Don't think I've been to football. But baseball and hockey are kind of like the best in my opinion. Considering those are the two I've been to, hockey's better than baseball in terms of going there. Though baseball has more like, you don't miss as much because there ain't that much going on. You know, let's throw out probably like Zach Argyle. He seems like a guy that would have fun at a hockey game. He'd be dope just to hang with in general. Yeah, he's just another swell dude. Stones of Light, Voice of War, books 1 and 2. They're good books. Check them out. His wife's on Booktube as well. They're great. Check them out. And to punch in the face, not another swell person, but I think the only one that has really frustrated me, like, ever, is Terry Goodkind. Yeah, I know he's popular to hate here on Booktube, but, like, I don't know how he writes people and was that arrogant, so I don't know. So he just seemed like a bad person, or a arrogant person, to be accurate, and that rubbed me the wrong way. Punch in the face, Terry Goodkind. If you could pick an author to write your biography, who would it be? Me. It'd never get done. Or somebody unknown, because my life wouldn't be worth writing about, I think. So let somebody cut their teeth on a relatively unknown person. It was an interesting question. Thank you, Archie, from Overly Average Ben's Discord server. What else? What is your favorite food? And this is from Stephanie at Miss Richards Reads. Thank you. So it really depends. Like, if it's sugar, creme brulee has classically been my favorite dessert. Rather fancy. Meat, if it's like some sort of meat dish, give me like some bacon wrapped filet mignon. Oh, that stuff's so good. Maybe throw some crab meat on top as well. Just throw it all in there. It's great. If it's a vegetable, weirdly broccoli, like just like not even steamed, like just raw broccoli is really good, honestly. And I know I'm weird, but I like it. If you want any more specifics, let me know. Fruits or apples, that's for sure. Apples or pineapples, that's a hard choice. And then who is your favorite musician? Also from Stephanie. It varies. Definitely this year, from my Spotify Wrapped, would tell me it is 21 Pilots, which is definitely for certain. They've had a really great album come out this year. I've been known to like Taylor Swift. Rock and Roll phase was like the Beatles and some other ones. Who else? I'm trying to think about who I have artist playlists for. Toby Mac and Skillet are great. Panic at the Disco. Anything really like of that emo pop punk stuff. Oh, My Chemical Romance. Yes, I dig it. I love how I'm not talking to the mic here now. But yeah, those people are great. So I don't really have a favorite musician. It kind of like flows and depends. All right, let's get back to the building part. I think this is all I'm going to get to for tonight. I think I do have some books still lying on my bed that I need to finish up and put up here. It's really not going to get that much taller. Well, it could, but I have to get the other side as well. Get that taken care of. We'll see. It'll be fun. Let's cover the last few questions, and then we're done. So, first off, which from Sam Zero, or Samo, from Overly Average Ben's server, which of your childhood birthday parties was your least favorite, and why? I would say the ones that I didn't have, because there were a few years definitely I don't think we had any big birthday bashes for me, because my birthday is around Christmas. So sometimes that's just how it has. I think later on we definitely consistently tried to have them, which was nice, because my brothers being in the summer we had bashes for them, and we just didn't have them for me necessarily because we were pretty busy around Christmas. So I'm glad to have birthday parties, so that's cool. We have a few from Kate at the Literary Apothecary. First question being, what is your spirit animal? Do I know this? Am I supposed to know this? Probably a falcon or a wolf or something. Probably something that flies, because flying is super cool, super dope. It's awesome. Her next question is, if you could be one of the Stormlight characters, which one would you be? Well, first of all, there's Lopin, because he's king of the world. Second of all, Pattern, because Pattern is dope. Pattern's just great. Like, he's basically a researcher. It's really cool. So, the Lopin, Pattern, two ends of a spectrum, but I am both of them. It's fine. Now, and her last question is a very good one. What happened to Old Man Pete? I don't know. Maybe I ate him. Probably not. For those of you who don't know, my last name is Wagger, and I used to have my channel name as my actual name, and people kept misspelling it, and there was this other guy named Pete Wager or Wagger or whatever, and he was an old dude with like 1K subscribers. So he kept coming up in the search, and I was like, I'm going to change it to something better, which I would argue that Ponderings of Pete definitely is. So he was old, people thought he was me, or the joke was that he was me. I mean, I'm old in other ways, internally, sometimes. I mean, I'm not like... I feel like I'm not with the times sometimes, because I'm not a texter and some other stuff, so... I don't know. Just not hip with the times all the time. So, Old Man Pete, he's gone. He's gone. Or he's me. Who knows? And the very last question is from Archie on Ben's server. How do you feel about Brexit? Well, Archie, let me tell you about Brexit. It's a thing. Brexit is good. Brexit is bad. Who really knows? People wanted it. Now they don't want it. Blame bureaucrats. His other question I'm not going to answer, because why would I? Thank you for coming, everybody. Y'all are wonderful people. If you made it this far, especially. And remember to get some sleep, like I'm going to try to do. Good night. You're awesome.